Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy. She said, were you intimate with Tory Lanez? And she said, what? And then it was like, no. And I was like, she's lying. At that point, I knew she's lying. There wouldn't be no reason for me to be around each other.
You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
50 Cent just came through with receipts claiming that Jay-Z might be linked to the suspicious stabbing of Tory Lanez in prison. And it looks like this could be part of a much bigger conspiracy. In case you missed it, Tory was stabbed 14 times behind bars a few days ago and barely survived. Initially, it seemed like just another prison fight that got out of hand. But now, 50 Cent is alleging that Jay-Z ordered the attack. The supposed reason? To protect Megan Thee Stallion and her image. Apparently, new evidence has surfaced suggesting Tory may not have actually shot Megan, raising concerns that he may have been wrongly convicted. This situation is about to stir up all kinds of drama once again. Let's break it down. At this point, the Megan and Tory case feels like an endless cycle. Every time things seem to settle, something more intense happens. And now with Tory being stabbed, it might escalate even further. This situation just refuses to end. How is this still unfolding? According to reports, Tory was stabbed so severely in the prison yard that he required immediate hospitalization. It happened at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi on Monday morning when another inmate attacked him. Multiple sources, including one from law enforcement, confirm the incident. While the motive is still unclear, one insider shared that Tory was rushed by ambulance to a civilian hospital in Bakersfield. Further details reveal that the attack occurred around 7:20 a.m. at a housing unit in the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. Staff provided immediate medical aid and called 911 before he was transferred to an external hospital. Shortly afterward, Tory's Instagram shared a statement saying he was stabbed 17 times. 7 times in the back, 4 in the torso, twice on the back of his head, and once on the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he had to be put on a ventilator. Thankfully, he is now breathing on his own, reportedly in stable condition, and remains optimistic and grateful to be recovering. He also thanked fans for their prayers and support. When the news broke, many people didn't feel sympathy for Tory, believing it was karma for allegedly shooting Megan. One person tweeted, feeling, "Sorry for Tory Lanez is laughable. Getting stabbed doesn't compare to him shooting Megan. She could have died that night. I don't feel bad at all for that man." However, 50 Cent insists this wasn't just a random prison altercation, it was a planned hit. According to him, the man who attacked Tory is a dangerous individual serving time for very serious crimes. Reports have since identified the alleged attacker as Santino Casio, a 42-year-old inmate already serving a life sentence with the possibility of parole. Casio is being investigated for stabbing Tory inside a housing unit at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. Casio's criminal history is extensive, going back to 2004. He was sentenced to life for second-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder with use of a deadly weapon, and causing significant bodily harm. Given his criminal background and the long sentence he's serving, it likely didn't take much to persuade him to carry out an attack on someone behind bars. Fortunately for Tory, the attempt failed. Although he was seriously injured, he managed to survive. But the question remains, why would Jay-Z want Tory taken out? The trial is over, Tory's appeal was denied, and the case is closed. So, what was the purpose behind this? Allegedly, it's all about protecting Megan, especially since new information has surfaced that could jeopardize the case and possibly bring fresh embarrassment to Megan. Remember, the night of the incident, several people were in the car: Tory, Megan, her best friend Kelsey, and a bodyguard. During the trial, that bodyguard mysteriously disappeared and never testified. But now it seems his conscience caught up with him, and he has come forward claiming Tory didn't shoot Megan. Kelsey did. According to TMZ, Tory's attorneys say the bodyguard, Bradley James, overheard Kelsey admitting she was the one who fired the gun. He allegedly heard her say she shot 3 times before Tory intervened by grabbing her arm, which caused 2 more rounds to go off. Interestingly, this aligns with the testimony of an eyewitness named Sean Kelly, who stated he saw two women fighting before the situation was broken up, but that's not where it ends. More voices are now speaking out against how Tory's trial was handled. Gianno Caldwell, a contributor for the New York Post, blamed former LA County District Attorney George Gascon for mishandling the case and using gun enhancement charges to portray Tory as dangerous. Political strategist Diane Bondin echoed these claims, drawing comparisons between Tory's case and the Menendez brothers, who may be released despite confessing to murdering their parents. She also pointed out the lack of forensic evidence on the weapon involved in Megan's shooting, noting that the likelihood of Tory's DNA being on the gun was just 0.001%. Now, 50 Cent is claiming that a major conspiracy is at play, and that the stabbing incident wasn't a random act. Think about it. What are the chances that someone tried to kill Tory just hours before new evidence came out that could potentially clear his name? 50 Cent isn't convinced it's a coincidence. That said, it's important to clarify. This doesn't necessarily mean Megan was lying or that she deliberately set Tory up. After all, she was walking away from the car when she got shot. She wouldn't have seen who fired the gun. Given that she had just been arguing with Tory before getting out, it's understandable she might have assumed he was responsible, especially since she had been close with Kelsey for so long and wouldn't expect her best friend to do something like that. Also, it's worth noting Megan never filed charges against Tory herself. The criminal case was brought by the state, not by Megan. In fact, right after the shooting, she didn't even say who shot her. When questioned by police, she told them she had stepped on broken glass. Things only changed when Tory and his team allegedly began spreading false stories about her. That appeared to be the breaking point for Megan. She finally went public, sharing her side of the story during an Instagram Live.
So worry about it. Yes, this Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie?
Things quickly escalated after that, and rumors began circulating that Jay-Z allegedly got involved to influence the case in Megan's favor since she was signed to Roc Nation. Tory later claimed he was threatened by someone from Roc Nation who warned him to stay silent and avoid speaking publicly about the incident.
case.
2 days after that, I get a call from Roc Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement.
But Tory didn't stay silent. He denied shooting Megan and presented his own account of what happened. According to him, the situation went south when Kelsey, whom he was reportedly dating, discovered that he and Megan had been secretly involved. Tory alleged that Megan had been aware of his relationship with Kelsey all along. When Kelsey found out, she was more upset with Megan than with him, which led to a heated confrontation in the car. That argument, according to Tory, spiraled out of control and eventually resulted in Megan being shot. Of course, that explanation didn't sit well with Megan's supporters. Social media exploded with people choosing sides and debating who was telling the truth. Tory's version contradicted Megan's completely, adding more confusion and tension to the situation. Tory tweeted, "Good D had me messing with two best friends and I got caught. That's what I apologize for. It's sick. How you spun it, though." After Megan publicly accused Tory of shooting her, things escalated. He was arrested but released soon after on a $350,000 bond. As part of the bail conditions, Tory was prohibited from discussing the case publicly and ordered to stay away from Megan. Even before the case went to trial, Megan was facing intense criticism. People started turning against her, calling her dishonest and accusing her of trying to sabotage Tory's career. And it wasn't just online trolls. The backlash was widespread and relentless. Social media turned harsh, with fans switching sides and even industry figures casting doubt. Artists like Drake released tracks implying she fabricated the entire story. In an interview, Megan opened up about how the criticism affected her. She said, "In some kind of way, I became the villain. I don't know if people don't take it seriously because I seem strong. I'm trying every day to keep going and stay okay. I feel so bad because it seems like no one believes me, but I don't want them to see me cry. I don't want them to think, oh, I got to you. I'm breaking you." She also expressed a strong desire for justice, saying, "I want him to go to jail. I want him to go under the jail. By the time the trial began in December 2022, the situation had already spiraled into chaos. Even though it wasn't broadcasted, the proceedings still drew intense public attention and felt like a real-life soap opera. Tory's legal team came at Megan aggressively, and their approach wasn't exactly balanced. They scrutinized her personal life in court, and even though there were no cameras, details still leaked, keeping the public closely engaged. Rather than focusing on proving Tory's innocence, his defense strategy seemed more about discrediting Megan. They portrayed her as being jealous over the situation with Kelsey and suggested she was the instigator. They even made claims about her being involved with several men in the industry, clearly attempting to tarnish her image and character. Tory's team heavily relied on Kelsey's testimony to support their side. Kelsey and Megan had once been very close, but their relationship fell apart after the incident. When Kelsey finally took the stand, she provided some unexpected details. She said that Kylie Jenner had originally invited only her and Megan to the party, and that it was Megan who had extended the invitation to Tory.
We had to come kill the streets for 5 minutes.
You gotta shut down the music, the PD just came by right now.
You said what?
You gotta shut down the music, the PD just came right now.
Okay.
One good shot that he's talking about you.
Tory, don't get my phone wet.
Eventually, Tory was found guilty, and that's when accusations started flying, particularly aimed at Jay-Z. Tory's father, who had been outspoken throughout the entire process, gave a fiery speech outside the courthouse. He accused Jay-Z and Roc Nation of using their power to manipulate the outcome, even going as far as to claim that Jay-Z played a direct role in securing Tory's conviction by allegedly influencing the jury.
I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Taw and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met
with our witness.
Tory's father didn't stop there. He further alleged that Jay-Z had paid off a key witness, Sean Kelly. According to him, after Sean reportedly met with individuals connected to Roc Nation, his behavior completely changed. Initially, Sean had given statements that appeared to support Tory, but later his tone shifted. Tory's father suggested this change was the result of pressure or a payoff. These claims, although bold, stirred even more controversy. Tory's Mo Ia camp insisted that much more was happening behind the scenes than the public realized. They believed Jay-Z and Roc Nation were manipulating the legal process privately, which only added to the confusion and intensity surrounding the case.
The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Taw and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met
They
on Saturday.
met with our witness.
Tory was ultimately sentenced to 10 years in prison, but his father refused to let the matter rest. He remains convinced that Jay-Z orchestrated everything from the beginning, working behind the scenes to control the outcome. He believes Jay-Z's main motivation was protecting Megan Thee Stallion, who is signed to Roc Nation and considered a major asset to the company. Tory's father also pointed out that Jay-Z had once tried to sign Tory to Roc Nation, but Tory declined, publicly stating that he wouldn't sell his soul. For those familiar with the inner workings of the music industry, that comment carried weight. Tory's father believes Jay-Z took the rejection personally, and that this fallout may have triggered everything that followed. Interestingly, 50 Cent seems to share this view. He's even hinted that Jay-Z may have gone to extreme lengths to eliminate Tory from the picture. This isn't the first time 50 Cent has criticized Jay-Z. He's previously accused him of acting above others in the industry. According to 50, Jay-Z carries himself with a God complex, once saying he thinks he's effing Jesus. This Jehovah persona, I'm watching him. He also added that Jay-Z often communicates in subliminals, which he views as a weak and indirect way of handling things. There's also the ongoing issue of Megan having a restraining order against Tory. Last year, her legal team alleged that Tory had been targeting her from behind bars. They stated, "Mr. Peterson continues to harass, intimidate, and provoke Miss Pete from prison by using third-party online bloggers whom he employs to circulate defamatory claims about her." One of those bloggers, Elizabeth Magro Cooper, reportedly published multiple false claims concerning Megan and the criminal trial. These allegations are now part of a civil lawsuit, Megan Pete versus Magro Elizabeth Cooper, currently pending in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida. The legal filing goes on to say that, according to the amended complaint, Cooper acts as a spokesperson and proxy for Mr. Peterson. They included a tweet from Tory himself, where he called Magro Graham's The Realist, which was submitted as Exhibit 2 in the case. Adding to the allegations, a former friend of Cooper, King Noir, stated that she collaborated with Tory to damage Megan's public image. His comments are also included in the filing as Exhibit 3. According to King Noir, Cooper holds a clear dislike for Megan and maintains contact with Tory's father to leak information to the media, information allegedly coming straight from Tory himself. With the potential for this case to return to court, it'll be important to watch how the restraining order is addressed when Tory and Megan are both required to appear. Until then, let us know your thoughts in the comments. And be sure to check out the next video